This is a full guide on how you can get simple endless storage with the Simple Storage Network mod in Better Minecraft. Alright, to get started with this mod, first you're going to need some space. Whether the space is going to be in your base, underneath your base, or in a completely different area, that is up to you. Just know if you plan on having a lot of chests for a lot of storage, you are going to need a big area. For this video, I'll be making it down here since it's a big open area and can hold a lot of storage. So for us to get started with this mod pack, we're first going to need to make and craft a few items. Alright, the first thing that we're going to need are these network cables. These network cables play a big part in connecting our network system to other chests or other automations like furnaces and whatnot, which I'll teach you later on. But also they play a part in crafting these later things. To craft network cables, you're going to need 6 stone slabs, 2 iron ingots, which will give you 8 network cables. Next, we're going to need the storage network root. This is basically the heart of your system. This is the most important thing, but you only ever need one of them. To craft this, you're going to need 4 blocks of quartz, 4 network cables, and a diamond. Next, you're going to need a storage inventory. Although this as itself isn't too important, we will eventually need it to upgrade to a storage request table. To craft this, it's going to be 4 iron nuggets, 4 network cables, and a dropper. What this does, it gives us access to our entire storage, and we'll be able to pull and add items into it just from this one block. Next, what I think is the most important thing, instead of just having this, you might as well upgrade it to this. This works the same way, but instead it will allow us to craft as well as pull items in and pull items in and take items out of our system. To craft this, you're going to need 4 gold ingots, 4 crafting tables, and that storage inventory. Lastly, for the basics, you're going to need some link cables. These are required to link your chest to your actual network, which will give you access to all of your chest slots and whatever inside of it. To make these are just 4 network cables and any chest, and you'll get 4 of these. Those are the only items you need to get started with this entire mod. Alright, congrats. Now you should have everything you need to build a proper storage network system. To get started, we want to grab our network storage root. We're going to place it wherever we want to actually have access to our system. So I'm going to place it right here. And we can either grab our storage inventory or our storage request table. Our storage inventory, like I said, this will show you all of the items in our system. There's nothing there right now because nothing's linked up and nothing's in any of the chest. But if I show you this one, you can see it's the same thing, but instead it gives us an option to actually craft, like right here in our system, which is extremely handy. So for this video, we are going to be using this because that's all you need. Now, with our network cables, we're going to link it into our network root. It can go on either side, top or bottom, as long as it's connected to this, that'll be fine. Then wrap your network cable around to wherever you want to have your chest. I'm going to have my chest right here. So let's place these down. You can place as many as you want. It's all up to you, as much storage as you want. But okay, once you have those down, we're going to grab our link cables. We're going to place them right here into our chest. This now links our chest up to our network system. So now, for example, if I were to place something in here, we go here, you can now see that item is right here. You can take it out, you could throw it in, you could throw multiple items in. You now have your entire storage system accessed in this one chest. So for example, you can now also craft. If we go, let's say we just grab some stone. Throw stone in there. Let's say we want to craft some stone bricks. Bam. We just crafted some stone bricks. It's going to say it's there because it's a little buggy, but if you get out, go back in, it's no longer there. And that is the basics of this entire mod. Technically, if this is all you want to do, if you only want it for storage, then this is all you need to do. But I will now teach you how to automate auto smelting. Alright, to learn how to automate smelting your items, first we're going to need to craft a few more items. You will need a furnace, then you're going to need 2 export cables. And to craft export cables, it's 4 network cables and a piston. This cable allows you to automatically pull out certain items from your storage network using the built-in filter option, which I'll show you how to do in 1 second. You will then need to craft yourself an import cable. Import cable is also 4 network cables and a hopper. This will basically pull out any items and put into your system. So this is taking items out. This is putting items in. So just grab these 3 or 4 technically, because you need 2 of these. Then we're going to come over here. We're going to pick a spot wherever we want to put this. Alright, once you find the spot that you want to place it, we're going to place your furnace down. Then we are going to, on top of your furnace, we want to place 1 export cable on the side, another one, and on the very bottom, we're going to place the import cable. The export cables is where if you click on it, you can see all these options. This right here is your filter. Whatever items you put in here will get pulled out of your system and automatically inserted into here. So for example, if we put some iron in there, it doesn't have to be a stack. You can just put a single iron in there, it doesn't matter. And you can put gold in there too, because I want my iron ore and gold ore to automatically smelt as soon as it gets put in the system. Now on the side here, this is where your fuel is going to go. So for this video, we're going to be using coal, but you can use wood or any other source of fuel that you want. Now on this very bottom, we don't have to do anything with this. This will, every time something smelts, it will automatically pull it out of the furnace and put it right back into your system. Now this isn't done yet. We need to grab some network cables. We're going to have to link it up to our network route or one of the cables that are already linked up. Alright, so now basically you have an entire automatic smelting. Now I'll show you how to use that. So let's say we place our iron in here, right? Now if we come over here, you can see our iron is automatically getting full. Now if we put our coal in here, you can now see it is auto smelting for us. Eventually it will also smelt our gold for us, but right now we have to wait for all of this. If I pull this out right now, actually, you can see that the gold should now also start getting added into there. Just like that. Perfect. And you can see that now when it finished smelting, you can see it, we have access to it right in here. We should have, the gold should pop in here soon. We might have to leave and then get back in. Yep. We now have access to our smelted ores. Ores are not the only thing you can put in here. You can put in raw beef, anything you want to smelt, you can add right in here. And as soon as it goes into the system, it will start trying to smelt. You can add more furnaces if you want. You can have a line of furnaces and each one of them having different imports. Your cable doesn't have to go into the side. It can also go in the back if you want. So let's say you want, a row of furnaces with your cables going across on the back and underneath, and that will work too. Just make sure you add a filter. Now, as you can see that when it gets added, it does get added in kind of slow. As you can see, yep, it's going 4 at a time. If you want to speed this up, we are going to need some of these upgrades. So to create a speed upgrade, you're going to need 2 blocks of redstone, 2 gold ingots, and a network cable to craft 1 speed upgrade. And to craft a stack upgrade, you're going to need 2 blocks of redstone, 2 blaze powders, a network cable to craft a stack upgrade. A speed upgrade decreases the amount of ticks you need to wait for items to be insorted inserted or exported into your system. Now the stack upgrade, as you can see from over here, if I pull these out, you can see it's going up by 4 at a time. What the stack upgrade allows you to do, it is going to increase that 4 to a stack. So instead of only pulling 4 items out at a time, you would then be pulling 64 items out at a time. You only need, I'd say, 3 speed upgrades and a stack upgrade. So to add these into the system, these 4 slots up here, this is where you place it. You place your speed upgrades, and I'm placing 3 for instance. Then you place your stack upgrade in these slots right here. Now, if we pull this out and we put this in the system, you can see, bam, it's already a stack. Bam, just like that. So if we put this gold in here, take out this iron, the gold instantly goes in there automatically. So you no longer have to wait for it to slowly tick down. It is not as important with the furnace. I don't think you need it to be super fast unless you have multiple furnaces and a big amount of loot. But that is how you use the speed and stack upgrades. Alright, now for probably the best but most expensive part of this mod, having wireless access to your entire storage system. Alright, to be able to craft and access from your network anywhere, first you're going to need to make this crafting remote. The crafting remote is a bit expensive. It requires 4 sea lanterns, 2 blocks of gold, a storage network root, and an ender chest to craft this. But trust me, it's worth it. You can also craft the basic storage remote, but this will not allow you to craft just like the storage inventory. It is a bit cheaper. It requires 4 slime balls, 2 gold ingots, a glowstone, and a storage network root. So if you do not care about crafting, like wireless crafting, and you just want to have access to your storage system, then you can just create this. But for this video, I will be using the crafting remote. Once you have your remote, you're going to come over here to your storage network root. Then you are going to shift right click on your storage network root. This will then allow us wireless access to our network. If we were to teleport, let's say we want to go all the way up here. When we teleport, we can no longer use our system. We are too far away. Those chunks are not loaded in. So let's go back to our house. Now, obviously, we don't want to only have to be near our base to have access to it. So now if you go to FTB chunks, you go to claim chunks, you should now claim these chunks that your storage system is in. To claim chunks, just left click on the chunks that you want to claim. And once those are claimed, you can see that they're claimed down here, but we want them to be force loaded. So we're going to shift and we're going to left click on all of those. As you can see, they have a red mark line through it, and that now means they're force loaded. So now, like I said, if we go all the way over here and we teleport over here again, we now should be able to access our entire system from far away. Now you can go as far away as you want. As long as those chunks down here are loaded, you'll be perfectly fine and still have access to it. But that is not the coolest part of this mod. Once your chunks are loaded in, even if you go to a different dimension, for example, let's go to the Nether, we still have access to our system. Alright, so that's basically everything this mod has to offer. There are a few extra things this mod has that I'll quickly go over. So this wrench, it's easy to craft, just 4 iron in a Y shape, you get this wrench. The wrench allows you to then de-link cables and relink them again if you want. So if you don't want this chest to be linked, then you can just right click the cable and it will delink it, and it's no longer access to your storage network. Now there's something called the storage network guide. It's just a book and a network cable. This will allow you, if you were to sneak and right click, it would teach you and tell you more about the item from that mod that you picked. So this shows you how to craft it, and it teaches you more about it. Now there are a few more remotes this mod has. We have the network collector remote, we have the network picker remote, and we have a network builder remote. The network collector remote allows us to, whatever items we pick up will automatically go into our system. So remember, we have to shift right click, and now whatever item we pick up, so let's throw these on the ground for example. If we pick it up, it automatically goes into our network, which is really neat. Also, you can add this as a charm, so you don't even have to have it in your inventory, and that still works perfectly fine up there. Now the network picker remote, it allows us to grab a block, so whatever block we want, like these blocks of quartz for example, if we wanted to use it, if we have it in our system and we right click with this, oh, we might have to actually go in survival mode. Right here. If we, oh, do I not have it in the system? I do. Let me do it. So you in the system. Oh, duh, I never connected to the network. Once it's connected to the network, whatever block that you pick, as long as you have it in the network, it pulls it out of the network and puts it in. As you can see, if we come back over here, we now only had one when we did have a stack. Just like that. So as long as you have the block in the network, like these glass panes, it pulls it out. Now, something kind of similar, the network builder remote. Let's bind this before I forget it. Now, whatever block that we want, as long as we have it in the system, we can automatically build with it. So, but to pick the block, we're going to have to punch it. So let's say we want, like I said, the block of quartz. Let's say we want to build with this. We will hit this, and if we come right here, you can now see the block of quartz is selected. So now, if we try to build with this in our hand, we are now building with blocks of quartz. Now let's say we want to build some glass. We hit the black stained glass and we know it's in our system. We can now build with the black stained glass. So that is basically everything you need to know about the simple storage network in Better Minecraft. Be sure to like and subscribe as it will greatly help, as this is my first video. You may also leave comments and feedbacks. But as always, stay safe.